for those that are joining for the first time, what is the best of 99? It basically works out like this. Players will start on level 18 only as they do their CTWC icons. Finalists from 2011, 2017 for Alex, 2016 for Jeff. Players are ready to go. Chris, let's do it again. Game number one, count it down.
Round or attempt 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yay! Beautiful. We've got a game after 3 weeks. I've kind of missed this.
I have too, my friend. I have really too. And again, they did so well in their first round. Really wowed the crowd, and everybody was so excited to see their heroes come back and play. And I'm very excited to present this once again. Round number 2, Alex leading the series 5-4 with a 5-4 win in round number 1. So we'll see if he comes back strong again for this second week. Or as we saw last season, Chris, that Jeff exploded in round number 2. He just kind of like took Ben Mullen to the woodshed and beat him pretty bad.
And already people noticing that Alex did not take advantage of that 20-piece sneak peek. So we've got a game already. We're past the threshold on Jeff's side, and with a few more lines on Alex's side, we will have an official game.
I like that Barrett caught that. Ooh, a little bit of early shift there with the long bar on Alex's side. He has not hit the threshold yet, so keep that in mind. He should be okay here. Not high enough to get too weary. He will now make the threshold 700 points over. He'll take a double as well to go to 102. Jeff, mighty strong at 183. He's also pushing down just a little bit. And Alex back at the bottom, because we're safe. We're fine. Everything's back to normal. It is 183.
Game.
Yep, 183 for Jeff, 112 for Alex Kerr.
And the round 1, you know, we've been normally putting aside 90 minutes to an hour for these games. And because only the first game had that false start, we were done in almost just about an hour time. So,
yeah.
You know, even though they're playing deeper into the game, those lack of false starts really sped things along.
A little bit of a spicy Z-spin there from Jeff. Showing you some of his flex, as the kids would say these days. My word. 239 for the living legend. 161 for two-time finalist Alex Kitaru Kerr. And as you mentioned, Chris, officially announced CTWC. We're back. It's official. We're going to be there. Portland Retro Gaming Expo from October 13th to the 15th. World Championships there. Would love to see so many of the returning players to come back from last year. It was a great field, probably the best one overall, right? With getting to see rolling live for some of the fans for the first time, maybe, and just getting that real life experience once again. Your thoughts on how this year probably will shake out as far as the vibe is concerned now that we're 2 years back?
Unfortunately, we didn't get an announcement out until Alex with the early shift and missing a Tetris. He will get back in a scoring position here. Last year the vibe was a lot of people were waiting for 2+ years to go to this big live event, and it was kind of their once in a lifetime opportunity. Now this year, you know, it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to go, who might have gone last year. Or I took my shot. I went. I liked it. I don't have a chance for the world title. I'm probably not going to do it this year. We'll see how that ends up. Plus the late announcement where people couldn't really prepare as much as compared to last year. But we're going to make a good show of it. We're going to have some new crew members on board this year. There will be some changes from what we've done the previous years. Those will be announced in the next few weeks. But every year's been a good year. Every time we can all get together, even if I just go out to hang out with my friends, that's totally worth it just for that. And we're going to see some great action on stage. We're going to have huge crowds into it. If you've ever been there, pretty much the entire convention center huddles up into that corner of the convention center where they stick us. And, you know, there's no seats to be had. There's no place to stand. Everybody's watching the finals and making lots of noise. It's pretty surreal that this 30-plus-year-old video game can elicit that much excitement for its gameplay. Not just the nostalgic memories that you and I would have, but for people playing it beyond whatever level the game designers ever intended it to go. So Lots of rambling, and while we've been talking, Jeff's kind of kept that 100,000 point lead as we approach transition.
Yeah, he's done a great job there, and so has Alex. 487 for Jeff, 370 for Alex without a Tetris to go to 393. He is about 4 lines behind, which is interesting, right? Because we saw in round 1 a few weeks ago that Jeff pushing down mightily in most of the games and was ahead by like anywhere between 10 to like 20 lines at certain points because of the push down and of course the speed on 19 increasing. So good to see that Jeff not taking too many push downs and maybe keeping it a little closer to Alex to keep a more real-time lead.
Well, we're at the 124 mark, so Jeff's going to burn this down a bit knowing the transition is coming, and he got the Tetris to transition at a 546. Fantastic board health for that too. Had he risked it a bit more and waited for a second Tetris, that might have not worked out, and Alex is now going to have to get this burned down before transition here. Really needs the line, and the burning potential is a bit cut off with that Swiss cheese on his board. Shaking his head, he knows he's in danger now. He's got to get these last 3 burns to be those 3 pieces on the left side. Oh boy.
He misdropped the T, and he knows that's it. Yeah, that's going to do it, is right. And Jeff's going to be pretty much toast as well to 577, but the big lead for him is good enough. He'll take the first one. Nice job.
Good warm-up, for sure.
All right, as some players would say, the warm-up is done now. We can go ahead and increment the seed. So players, the new seed will be E7. E7. So increment the first 2 characters. And E7 will be the new seed to implement. As I give Jeff his first point. Not fall by him behind there. There we go. And players know what to do now.
Best of 99 is now a best of 90, as you would say.
That is correct. And here we go. We'll count him down. Game number 2 starts up in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. TL to start for Alex. TL to start for Jeff. Notice the difference in the stacking there, Chris.
It's that next level thinking that I still can't get my head around. I create tuck situations just out of desperation. Our better players, especially the rollers, they just create these caverns that they don't mind tucking several pieces in a row to get that perfect sequence to maintain their board health. That's just that next level thinking that I can't do, and that's what makes them champions and me average at best. Mischief there for Alex. He's going to have to knock that bridge down. And even with the line piece here, that's not going to clear any lines, so he's going to use the S to fill that in.
Yeah, he's got a couple of Rory dependencies happening. It's 2 long bar dependencies brewing. That is Rory's favorite move in Classic Tetris, for those that didn't know. But certainly, that's going to stall Alex a little bit here. 54,000 to Jeff's 74,000. Jeff's going to have the chance now to maybe take advantage of this, but the piece sequence coming in not really to the liking for the state of the board, although he will slam a Tetris. The tower in the middle is going to have to be something he needs to work on and be careful of.
No place for that square, so we're going to have a pretty even game if Alex can knock down this Tetris here. And 60 points away for Jeff. Is he going to be sneaky and top out here? No, he's going to take the Tetris like a real competitor. And he's past the threshold. Alex, with this Tetris, will pass the threshold. And with that, that's 11 games in a row without a false start. So a little different feel to the Season 3 than our previous 2 seasons, for sure.
Yeah, agreed. We don't want to take anything away from players like Louis and Ben. They are certainly outstanding players in their own right. But at the end of the day, we're each season, Chris, I think we're like upping the caliber of player that's coming in here. You got 2 absolute, all-stars, 2 finalists. One on the right there has been there twice to claim a chance at the title, and the man on the left certainly has one of the more memorable runs in a tournament. So you're talking cream of the crop of old school CTWC.
And speaking of, you literally conjured Louis Scooey. Shows up in the chat just as you mentioned his name.
Oh, there you go. That's all you have to do is just say
Magic.
the words Louis Scooey or Canadian Destroyer, and he'll appear.
Look at this, 187, 188. Tie game, pretty much.
Oh, that's Chris's perfect way to segue to let me know, King, you got a graphic, right? You got to do something about that. Come on, King. Producer King, get on the ball here, man. Got a little graphic, right, Chris? It's a neck alert. We are separated by less than 1,000 points. The two most famous necks in Classic Tetris going at it live and in living color for you. One playing from the dark side of the moon there on the left. The other absolutely looked like he's about to take his driver's license photo.
Look at this, 261, 242, two clean boards. A little bit of a canyon for Jeff, but he's going to get out of this with a few clever burns here. And we're going to have 19 play once again determine this game too.
Welcome in Ultra PSX. Jeff versus Alex. What year is it? I know, right? I mean, Retro's always been in, right, Chris? I mean, look how popular this game has become and continues to be to this day. And who could ever say that the classics never die?
Classic Tetris is literally a black hole. It warps time. You really don't know what age the players are. How everybody who plays this game is still young in a way.
Again, pretty close game right now. 303 for Jeb. He's just slamming pieces down now, Chris. He's going back to push down City. Maybe try to get some extra points, if anything. 318 for Alex. Takes a very smart, cheeky burn in the center with the L. No place to put the J. So he's going to have to try to figure out how to burn this out and try to avoid making any type of dependency the long bar will fill. Now he's got an LJ dependency that also take care of. J will back up. 326 for Alex, 331 for Jeb. Jeb will slam that. Simul Tetris.
Simul, yes.
Yeah. Love it. Another one here.
Good games to start.
Yeah, they're in good form right now, Chris. Maybe the extra week did kind of help out a little bit. You know, as mentioned last season, Jeff got destroyed in the first round. You could tell the ring rust was there, just not ready. Did not put in the work, as maybe the kids would say. And then in round 2 last year, he came out storming hot. He was unstoppable. He beat up on Ben 7-2 overall with some very high scores, like in the 700-800 category. And here we're off and running 411, a little bit of a lower transition here. But survivability is the name of the game. Alex at 377 should be able to maybe get to 400, but
you know the lines are coming. The line's been plentiful this seed.
He is in a rut right now. He's begging for that J.
Okay, transition about a third of the way up the board. Not perfect, but in a better shape than what he could have been. And he's going to slam into Tetris. But the gap has grown to about 2 Tetrises, 467, 412, but both players into the level 19 speed. This is our first glimpse. We saw Jeff briefly make it level 20 last game. Alex did not transition. He topped out at 129. But here we go.
And honestly, you know, that piece sequence going into transition and then getting that right side out was amazing to watch from Alex. Just a beautiful bunch of placements that he made there that I think the average person would never ever see, and he made it work. And look at him go. He's at 468. Now we go to 469. Hey now for Alex. He wants the J. No J's for him at all. There we go. Finally a split double to save him. Trying to get that left side worked out. There's an L to help. Kind of flipped it over. I think he didn't have the dash to.
That's okay. Still gets the Tetris.
Moving. He'll get the Tetris. Exactly. 501 for Alex at the lead, but Jeff will take it right back. A 517. We got ourselves a pretty hot game number 2 here, Chris.
Both players struggling to get in the scoring position. It's been on again, off again. Whoever can take command at this level 23 midpoint through the level 19 speeds.
Alex looking for that long bar. There it is. Both of them get the Tetris in. 548 to 608. Jeff in the lead, but he's also ahead in the line count. The levels again will be something to watch.
So in terms of scoring potential, Alex has the very, very slight lead, but you gotta take advantage, and this is only gonna be a triple, so you can see Tetrises aren't a given for these players in DAS at level 19 speeds. And that head shake again. He's just not liking these pieces right now, King.
I don't think anybody in the chat is liking those pieces, but look at the dash control from Alex. He stays alive. Might be thinking Centerwell City. Yeah, he's got one set up.
Yes.
We need the long ball. Here it comes. Bang! Tetris for Alex. Here go to 626. Jeff stays alive too at 639. We're on 26 for Jeff. 25 for Alex. This is anybody's ball game.
No, half a Tetris. And it seems to be both players are scoring one Tetris, cleaning up. They're not maintaining that board health. But bangs it down. 664, 673. Level 27 for Jeff Moore. We are approaching level 29 kill screen for DAS players. Jeff banging down another one, increasing the lead to 3 Tetrises. 740, 671.
Oh, Jeff gets that J all the way over. Saves him.
Level 28 for Jeff Moore. This is his last opportunities.
Oh, man. What a play by Jeff to get that Tetris
down.
in.
One more. He has the potential with a square. Oh, he's not going to be able to get another Tetris unless he can sneak one in 29. That's pretty much going to be it at 785, 6.
Alex here.
Can Alex have enough runway? He needs 2 Tetrises, but halfway up the board at level 28. His time is running out. Cannot get it over, but what a game 2. Woo!
What a hot action there. The heavy levels of 25 and beyond prove to be the difference. Boom! Tetris for Jeff. Grabs another one. He is off to a good start. He'll go 2-0 in this one. GG's.
This happened last time, too. Jeff took the early games and Alex warmed up. The power of green tea.
Yeah, the only difference is we didn't get to level 29 and 28 respectively in that second game they played. I think it was like, oh, we'll top out at like level 20, 21. So good stuff so far, man. This is exciting. So we go to F8 will be the new seed players. F8. If you have not already incremented, we will put that in the chat for you. F8 is your new seed. And players are ready to go here, Chris. So go ahead and count them down for this fun game number 3.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
S, long bar, and the square. The square is the difference of the placement to start on this one. Man, Chris, what an exciting game number 2.
God, you have 2 legends. They're living up to the hype already. This is, this is beyond what the capabilities we had at 2018 at peak DAS years. You didn't see most games go the distance. They typically died at the beginning or middle transition levels. You'd have that rare game that got further than that with the DAS players, and you could say that all the tappers and the rollers have pushed it beyond, but even the DAS players have upped their game since those years. And these 2 are showing it off right now.
Yeah, Alex just showed it off with a very cheeky T-spin on the left side there. That's not an easy T-spin to accomplish, and he has done it. He stays alive, Chris, and another Tetris to bring him back down. He's at 76,000. Jeff will get one too to go to 80,000. So players, again, looking to... What is it now, Chris? Are we going to go 13 for 13?
Yeah.
13?
Well, don't jinx him, King. You know the commentator's curse.
No, of course I do. YouTube will absolutely annihilate me for it later, but I think we're pretty close.
Well, Jeff's passed, and another couple lines here for Alex will do the job. Come on, game. Come on, Alex. Double will do it. All right. 13 in a row.
Long bars sequence right now for both players, just kind of trying to survive here. Finally, there it is for Alex, and there it is for Jeff.
Alex ahead in the pieces. That's kind of rare in this series as well. Jeff may be changing up the game a bit with the bad sequence and not pressing down. Neither player has a press down point. And this is scary, Jeff. You're right. This is the alternative costume.
Yes. Yeah, Bidwell hit the
City Connect.
Yeah, Bidwell hit the select button followed by the AB, and this is Dark Jeff. And so far it's working for him, right, Chris? So far it's working for him. He's looked like $1 million to start off. He did have a little bit of a early top out on level 20, but he had an extremely good 18 score to like about 570 at transition time, and you just saw him take it to the house all the way to 29 in the last game.
And they're well on their way this game too. Jeff has increased that lead to a Tetris. 247, 228. Alex knocks out another one to tie it up. Board looking a little dependent on Jeff board, then the line burst. So this is going to be a fun seed. We can see some explosive scores here if the lines keep flowing.
Certainly. Jeff on pace for about a 500. Alex for like about a 530 and change.
We had a 300-point difference for a moment there.
A lot of great people here. Thanks for the raid. Richard Wolf is in the house. It's quite the neck from Jeff, he says. Got Tyrad is here. Galaxy Biscuit from Down Under hanging out. He got beat by the King recently, so tough break there, kid. Academus, the coach of Classic Tetris, in the house. He's watching. He loves DAS, of course. The DAS Master, Ultra PSX, Marvel. All good to see you tonight. We got a lot of more games to go. This is just game number 3 of playing 9, the best of 99. We are here round 2, playing games 10 through 18 tonight. Alex going into night was leading 5-4 in the series, so with the 2 wins for Jeff so far, he now has the 6-5 advantage. Excuse me.
Well, I don't see a 9-0 sweep in this series. I can't see that happening tonight. The way both these players are going, it's going to be late game mistakes that are going to determine most of these games.
This is game number 3 for the evening, so that would put us at number 12 overall in the season. So a little bit of maybe a shift there.
416, 415. Man.
Oh, did well.
They're doing it 3 games in a row.
We have to.
They are putting on a show.
There you go. Another bit of a neck alert going on right now. And of course,
it's not rigged.
Oh, of course not. We don't script.
You could see how somebody would assume that. It just doesn't happen.
Almost certainly doesn't happen. No, this is not scripted. This is not choreographed. This is pure, absolute endurance test.
Tetris is the perfect match of video game skills and brain.
Yes.
Fortitude.
Right.
Thanks for the gift sub there, Ultra.
We're kind of Ultra here to do that. Because when we get to about game number 5, we'll take a short little ad break to let players kind of take a moment to compel themselves, maybe get a water. So if you are not a fan of the ads, well, it's a great day to take a sub. Or get one for yourself, or give one to a buddy, whatever you like, to get a sub today here on the Classic Tetris channel. Not only will you avoid the ads that'll be impending, but of course, you get those lovely emotes that are in chat without question.
We're on the Big Boy channel now. We're on Classic Tetris 1, so all your donation subs go back to the tournament. We are not a corporate entity. We're not making money for some greedy advertiser. We put on good shows, and really nobody really makes money doing this sort of thing. It's all goes back for the love of the game. So transition here, Jeff has increased his lead, 627, 554. But again, Jeff does have the 1 level advantage, or disadvantage, I should say. But certainly within range, and Alex keeping his board low, keeping it safe. Going to take his scoring opportunities when they appear and hope Jeff makes a mistake.
Yeah, and obviously that's the right strat to go with. You cannot allow yourself to get too aggressive and then not have the board set up. Look at that beautiful adjustment by Alex to make the
Saw
T.
the line coming.
Exactly, saw that coming right in the next box. The wherewithal, perfect from the living legend. Gets himself ready. Another Tetris coming down. 619 for Alex, 680 for Jeff. Chris, this is game number 3. It's looking pretty awesome, and I believe the crowd also can say this is awesome.
That lead has shrunk a bit. Down back to 3 Tetrises. Alex will have to have a line to clear out that formation in columns 3, 4, and 5. He gets it, and then nails down the Tetris. Lead down to 1. But Jeff is in scoring position.
And he slams another one. 748 for Jeff. 681 for Alex. He'll get the Tetris.
Boy. Alex had to sell out a bit.
Yep. But he hit the T-spin. Of course he does.
Gets it.
Wonderful job by Alex.
1/30th of a second frame for that. That's a pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive is that. Look at that survival, Chris. He's back down to the bottom at 725. Not out of this yet, Jeff, though. 815 at another Tetris. Just looking so strong tonight.
Yeah.
847 for him. And he's going to get Tetris ready momentarily.
And Alex's conservative play is going to have to start taking more risks now. He's taking burns there. That's a smart play in a single-player game, but in this tournament setting, you're wasting your scoring chances taking those burns.
Jeff, 16 lines left to go. He's at 890. He's maybe thinking...
And Alex is realizing that. He is being more aggressive now, and he's just not getting the damn line, and he's going to top out at 732.
There you have it.
I hate to tell him to take a risk and then get a drought. That's totally a curse on my part, but when you were behind by that much, that was really his only play.
And right now, Jeff's only plays to see if he can get some cowbells in Columbus, Ohio. He's closing in on it.
Outbound, baby. Give him the line, Gabe. Give him the line. 950. Oh, 995.
Oh, man. He's got to set up for the...
Oh, boy.
He needs
What's he going to do here?
He's kind of the
Central column.
double. Oh, he's not going to get it.
7.
Oh. He gave it all up at the end there. He tried to get that one big Tetris, but it was going to be a little short. He needed to set up for... really, a triple would have put him over the threshold. A double would have gotten pretty close. But at the end of the day, 996. 997. What a tremendous score. Woo! Jeff looking sizzling hot. He's up 3-0 tonight. GG's.
On the outskirts of Max Out City, I would say so. The suburbs.
Living in the Max Out burbs, of course. And not for nothing, Chris, you did mention, where is Jeff playing out of? I have been privileged to go and meet Jeff live in his own wonderful abode, and I got to see the exact setup that he has over there, and I was like, wow, you play over there? No wonder I get the beautiful kitchen scene, and you get all that. So he has a nice little setup in the corner of the house that allows him to be able to see every room in one shot.
I kind of like how scuffy a lot of the old-timers setups were. Even Jonas's setup wasn't that great. It was kind of strung together with duct tape and not the best equipment. But I'm digging it. All right, we got hover threes. We're going to get going. Game number 4.
All right, Chris.
3, 2, 1, Tetris. Guessing we changed our seeds. They know what they're doing. We got line square, so we're good. Line square square. Uh-oh. Clone Tris? Nope, not for long. Alex is going to take a game in his set. That's just going to happen.
Have a misdrop there.
The misdrop, or I don't know where the heck to put that piece drop. Either way, he's going to solve it.
That's the one thing you count on for Alex. He will find a solve one way or another. A little messy board to start. That'll give Jeff the opportunity to take advantage. Jeff with already 2 Tetris in at 47,000. Add another one. He'll go to 70 for the first 15 lines. A couple of extra burns along the way. But his board looking pretty much under control. Alex, the one who's doing the excavation dig at the moment. Not the best start for him. And see, Chris, that's the one thing you've always hated about this game, right? It's just the one simple mistake, whether you do the early shift or just a slip up or whatever it is, dazzled, whatever the situation calls for, that you make a mistake. It just ends up costing you in a competitive match where like you spend so much time digging. We're 26 lines in. Alex trying to catch up. Jeff already at 122. What a bummer.
But that's the way to clear that out. Get that Tetris center column. Get back in a scoring position. So, not an official game yet for Alex. Let's see if he'll get out of this mess here. But Jeff's on fire once again. He's looking to get that. What does Grand Designs call it? The 20 XD pace, or what's that term he uses?
He's on X5 pace, bro.
X5, thank you.
Jeff on X5 pace. Hell yeah. Of course, you got to call the GD match recently on the Super Show we just did, so it was great job by you, Chris. Of course, your impersonation of a GD is outstanding.
My voice is still recovering from that. And I talk for a living, so that's probably not the best thing for me to be doing, but you kind of have to. GD deserves that. But here we go. Alex back in the saddle again. Down 100,000 points. But looking good. Knocks down 2 Tetrises nearly back to back. Jeff is on fire.
Fire. Exactly. And I was going to say, you saw that Alex didn't go for the S-spin right away. He was kind of hoping for a J to tuck in on that right side, but, the longer you wait for a certain piece, it seems like the game just not going to give it to you, so he ended up going with another S regardless. 188 for Alex, 296 for Jeff. Go ahead, Chris.
You hear about poker players, like, if they're reading their table and if there's somebody who is down on their luck and just doesn't feel like good things happen to them, then, the good players will take advantage of that and kind of, they'll fake it and try to bluff their way to a win in those situations. Tetris can kind of do the same thing. It's a single player game. You're just holding on for that one piece when you have a dependency and you're holding on. It's like, do I sell out? Do I sell out? And if you're not feeling good about yourself, maybe you sell it a little too quickly. You wonder about the psychology of this game, and maybe that's one of the advantages younger people have when they're playing this game, is that they have no fear. And that's kind of why poker is kind of a young person's sport, and maybe that explains part of the reason, other than obviously the incredible rolling speeds, why that mentality of super aggressive play works out for these younger players.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see that kind of firsthand recently at the Super Show when we had the Young Guns main event with Poke and Noah Dang, and you saw the kind of builds that they were having, Chris, and the aggression that they put forth in that. So, as you were alluding to, no fear in this day and age in Classic Tetris, and especially in the competitive scene. It just seems to be that the aggressive play is taking over, and they're relying on their skill of the play style to get them through it.
And we did see some crazy early top outs in that match too, so it's a risk-reward system, and you're pushing the game toward more of the risk side, then you're going to see some crazy results. But tonight, we've had 0 false starts. So that's, that 14, 15 in a row now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, you could almost throw out the first one, because that was like the very first game, and Alex was just kind of, I guess, maybe just warming up, a little bit of slip up or whatever. So I mean, you could almost throw that one out the window too, because he came back very well. Didn't have to do a second redo after that. 393 for Alex, 468 for Jev, as we're approaching the transition.
Yep, Alex has maintained that deficit about the same level since that early issues. 470 transition, so Alex might be close to that if he's Tetris is out into 29 or into 19.
Yeah, he will be about...
He's gonna do that.
Yeah, 7,000 points behind Jeff at the transition. Jeff had a 471. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about pace leads here, Alex is right there with Jeff.
And there's more of that aggression theory. It's always been, all the way back to the days of Harry Hong pressing down, is, does having that information about your opponent help or hurt you? And some players will change their game up. I think in that last game, like Alex, you got to start being more aggressive, and that forced him to top out. So that is the advantage of pressing down and getting ahead in the line pace. So there is a theory to that. Whether there is no right way to play or wrong way to play, all that matters is the crowns at the end of the day. However you have to get there, whatever works. It's fun to see. You'd think a game as simple as this wouldn't have this many different play styles, but it certainly does, and that's what makes it fun.
Alex not having any fun because he's been waiting for that long bar to show up. It took forever. A couple of misdrops there along the way. Was able to get the long bar. That nice little burn. I'll take the split triple. He has work to do, Chris. At 527, Jeff with a 100,000 point lead at 633 now. Looking crisp on that 23. He's going to take the safety burns on the right to bring the board down. He's in control. Another stellar game from Jeff.
Jeff, more. My goodness.
But right now he is in a little bit of a difficult situation. Gets the square over for the double, the
Needs a
long
line,
bar.
though.
He did get it. And a square over to the left, exactly what he needed. Now he would love the L piece. Comes one too late, gets the J to the left, and he's burning it down, Chris.
Ooh.
He's digging it out like he always does.
Digging out, baby, but can Alex narrow that lead now? Can he get the line sequence? Gets one, but has to sell up the board a bit. 693, 608. We're at the 200 line threshold for Jeff Moore. Alex is certainly capable of tightening this up. Maybe he gets a dirty Tetris there. Was that Tetris or was that triple?
That was a dirty.
Wow. It's so dirty I couldn't even see from the smoke whether he got enough Minos there. Now Jeff's also halfway up the board. 649, 704. Alex selling out his board again for another Tetris. It's down to one Tetris. Jeff halfway up the board. Gonna need perfect piece to get out of this digging mess. Halfway up at level 19 speeds. Alex is not in good shape either. Needs a line just to get something.
Jeff will top out at 716. Alex was hoping that would burn, and it doesn't. Man, what a close one. Another close one.
One Tetris difference. Man. This is a 4-0 set, but that's not 4-0 gameplay. Jeff is not dominating this game. Alex is just a half a step behind in every single one of those games.
Man. The scoring board, as Bidwell says, not indicative of the gameplay that's happening tonight. Because these two are fierce competitors. They're fierce warriors. And they're giving you a hell of a show. Another strong game. But it's to Jeff. He's up 4-0. And we will increment the seed. We'll go to 1A players. 1A will be the seed now.
And that's the strategy at level 19 when your DAS player is, take that Tetris and sell out. Take your Tetris and sell out. And Alex was inching his way up there with that strategy, and at the end, the sellout couldn't resolve itself to score again, and that was the difference.
Just waiting on a ready from Alex. When you are good, the seed has been incremented to 1A, and he will give you the hover 3. Reminder for players as well, you can also use the select button. That'll also signal ready, because that'll highlight the ready on there. And in 3, 2, 1, Tetris, we can go ahead and get started. Although Alex might not have that feature unless he uploaded the latest version, but that's fine. But I know Jeff has it, so Jeff can always hit the select button and it'll have a wonderful word that says ready on there. Miraculous these days, Chris.
Simul Tetris, almost as amazing as that.
Wow.
No pressing down this time. I really want to know what is Jeff just changing his play styles for practice, or just likes to get the aggression on when he feels it'll press a bit. It's I can just guess all day long. Why bother asking the man? Let's just, speculate instead.
Right. Or why bother asking his lovely wife, Crafty Kim? I'm sure she's somewhere in the house there. Kim, if you're listening, come join the chat. Answer Bidwell's questions, because he would love to know.
Alex is working on a left well here. Going to work out. We'll see if he gets this well transfer with a quick line, or if he's going to have to continue to build on the left.
I think Alex is trying to figure out, what's the best way that he can keep up in the score with Jeff, because that seems to be the case in each of the games. Jeff has had the lead going into transitions each and every time. Even with that last game where Alex was technically ahead in the pace, he still wasn't able to overtake Jeff at the transition.
Oh, Alex. Come on, Alex. Come on, game. Oh, boy.
This was a spicy
This could
situation.
be our first dud of the night. We are past the threshold, but that's going to do it. And Jeff's going to take game number 5 and series number 2. So now the question is to what degree? But are we going to do our 5-game break here, King?
Yeah, we're going to take a momentary break. So players, you'll have a 2-minute break. Get yourselves hydrated and whatnot. This is a time where we're on the Classic Tetris channel. We will run a short little ad break to pay the bills and so on. And as mentioned, if you want to avoid having those ads and whatnot and be able to see the players as they rehydrate, re-energize, get set for the second half of this one, well then click the subscribe button. Avoid getting those ads that you hate so much, and then you'll get all those lovely emotes, including the Bidwell yeah emote, right? I mean, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites, right, Chris? That emotion that you evoked at that moment, and I guess that'll be the benefit for those that are subscribers. You'll have 60 seconds to hear Bidwell explain where that all came from. So go ahead, Chris, tell the crowd.
Well, okay. Oh, this is your free content for subscribers. So if you go watch the 2015 Nintendo World Championships, there was a Disney XD program covering that, kind of like an NFL Films synopsis of the event. If you watch the live stream on YouTube, they don't really show much of the backstage or the close-ups of the players or anything. But on the Disney XD version, when I won the Level 1 Underground Legend of Zelda race, I was kind of... I promised myself I was going to be a 13-year-old that day. As I was in my mid-30s. Here I'm playing in this Nintendo Championships like I, didn't get to be... I was 13, so I promised that I was going to act like a kid that day. And when I got my win, I just kind of let it all hang out, and I just let out a big giant woo. And I heard my wife in the crowd. It was, in terms of gaming, it was probably the best gaming moment of my life. And I'm glad that Vince lovingly made that into an emote for the Tetris channel, even though it's not technically a Tetris moment. It's part of the family, and there's your story. And thanks, Vince. Best tears. I didn't cry until after I lost. See, he does that just to be a jerk. But I was thinking of a different word for him for that particular moment.
Yes, of course. But we're on the Classic Tetris channel, so we'll be professional.
Yeah, we're just plain old jerks. Vince is best, bro. Yes, he is.
And Chris, you are the best because you are an absolute pro, because you told that story in just under 60 seconds. So people that have the subs, they got to hear that beautiful story. Those that did not, you enjoyed whatever DoorDash or Pizza Hut commercial that you got, and you'll never hear that story ever again from Chris Bidwell.
All right, well, never again. I'll never tell it again.
But what I can tell is that we have 2B. 2B is the seed. To be or not to be? Will this be Alex's game? Game number 6 about to commence. Go ahead, Chris. Count it down.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Z, a long bar and a square for Alex. Z, a long bar and a square for Jeffrey. The man of the hour. He's won the night. He'll be on the winner scene. But the question is, can he pour on the points? Now, Chris, you mentioned you didn't expect to see a sweep, but we're starting to gear towards that route. That if Jeff continues to play the way he is, man, he might be unstoppable.
Oh, Alex early on. Oh boy, missed drop with the Z. We could have a false start here. And that is going to be the case. We're going to top out.
Yes.
So there goes our streak. But hell of a streak it was, gents.
So GG's there. We will have the top out. That is unofficial game. So as we mentioned, we have to cross the threshold. We'll need to get over the 100K marker, and we will increment the seed now that seed has been noted as faulty. We'll go to 3C, gentlemen. 3C will be the new seed, please. And of course, here we go. Crafty Kim is in the house there, and of course, Frantic Thumb and as well, staying up late over there in the UK. Good to see you, my dear.
All right.
Of course, if you didn't know, Frantic Thumb is a amazing Celtic singer out in the UK.
Oh.
Lovely vocal cords. Go ahead, Chris, count them down. Yeah, for game number 6 redo.
If I knew Celtic and counting down, I would do it, but I don't. So in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Game number 6, Mark II. A hell of a streak there. Like I said, 14 games in a row without a false start.
Yeah, that might be a record, honestly. I don't think in any of the other series we had something like that. I mean, again, it wasn't a stack we were tracking, but at the same token, I'm sure that there are many false starts in the other games. This is only our second one of the series, and here we are already with the 6th game of this one, so that leads us into game number 15 right now, Chris. So 2 false starts in 15 games. Wow.
it helps us out. I mean, we're 2/3 of the way through, and it's not even 10 o'clock yet Eastern time.
Yeah, Bidwell, you might even be able to catch the end of the Met game here. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching simultaneously my beloved Cincinnati Redlegs and the Brewers Mets score. Our hated division rivals.
Yes.
From up on Lake Michigan.
I mean, it's still a little early in the season. You are standings watching, right? You're looking to see what's the story with the wild card.
Not used to being in this position this late in the season with my sad franchise, but youth and optimism and hope, man, that's what it's all about.
No, well, that's what I
Both
have with
players. Speaking of optimism, let's give that blind piece so we can get these an official game.
I'm just keeping that board nice and safe. There we go. Lombard coming in. He will hit the official threshold. And so did Jeff. Official game back on the menu here, boys. So this one will count. So make sure you make it work.
540. Oh, they both had a virtual tight score again. But Jeff with the press down points with that lead.
So now Kim is here, Chris. You can go ahead and ask her. Maybe she can relay the information to Jeff. We get some real-time info.
Yeah, be the Michelle Tafoye of our broadcast tonight and ask Jeff what his philosophy is with pressing down and when he decides to do it, when he doesn't decide to do it. Is there a rhyme or reason, or is he just kind of experimenting with his situations?
And this is quite a neck-tacular event. You are watching the best of 99. We're in season 3 here. It is Jeff, the iconic boom Tetris for Jeff in the house. 2016 finalist at the World Championships, taking on 2-time finalists from 2011 and 2017. Grandmaster Alex Kitaru Kerr. Right now, Jeff in control for the evening. He's going to win the night, but this is far from over as far as the series goes. I'm sure Alex is going to look to try to get a win streak happening. You know, again, if Alex runs these next 4 games back, Chris, and we get a 5-4 here, we're going to be tied.
Yeah.
They're going to swap wins for the week.
And that's what happened last week. Alex knocked off several in a row to come back and take that first set. So certainly within the realm of possibility. And Crafty Kim is replying that it helps Jeff get in the groove to press down. And I can certainly see that. You sometimes get a little sleepy playing this game a little too much. And pressing down kind of changes up your routine. And makes you kind of reset your focus.
I'll have a follow-up question there for Kim. Does he play the Madonna song as well to get him in the groove? If he does, then we can't play that. Yeah. Well, if Bidwell's going to do acapella, well, if you do the acapella version, we can have that here on the channel. But
sure, that's an advantage of not singing well, is that it won't trigger the bots. Yeah.
Very true.
So 410, 348 again. Jeff pressing ahead, up 10 lines, up several Tetrises, nearly 100,000 points.
And actually read saying, "What the hell? It's 5-0 right now." Well, yeah. Don't look at the score. The score is not really an indicator. We only had 1 dud from Alex, which is the last game he just played. But aside from that, Bidwell will attest that they have been back and forth. It's been a war between the two, and been fantastic games, to be honest. Alex could have won any of the games that he lost tonight. It just hasn't worked out. Just been too strong at the end there. We got neighbors crying now, Chris, with the score. Wow.
Man.
Must be Alex fans.
Well, you know, when the problem with 2 legends go face off like this is somebody's got to lose. So, tears will be shed.
Well, we'll see. No tears on the left. He's having a good game. 501 for Jeff. He will transition at 503. Lombard, the score on the 19 to go to 527. Alex, 15 lines left to go. 467. He has the potential to have the better transition if the game will cooperate. 50 double with the square, and there's another Tetris.
Get a little more aggressive than normal for Alex. He does like to play it safe. In 19, 18, you're kind of trying to stack as many points as you can, and that's why he was playing more aggressive here, knowing that he's going to have to dial it down a level once we hit that transition. But he already does have the higher pre-transition score.
I really like that burn he made. Wow, that was a very smart burn. To be able to keep that board accommodated. And there we go. We're off and running. He has a better transition by about 43,000 points. 543 for Alex. He's on 19. Just already on 21. He's about to go to 22. The pushdown certainly the difference. 614 for Jeff. So he's got the score lead. Alex has the ability to chase it down.
Danger zone. Get the double burn. Oh, a missed drop, but he gets the Tetris. But again, selling out the board to score. This will only be a triple, but get back into safety. He's still behind 40,000 points. It's like you have the runway to do it, but sometimes landing the plane is difficult.
Yeah, and then when you're playing someone like Jeff right now, who just has been superior on the 19 tonight, like if he just slams Tetrises the rest of the way, Chris, it's gonna be tough for Alex to catch.
I mean, that's the name of the game, obviously, but both these boards are very clean. We haven't seen this good of play for both players this early post-transition yet. Don't want to stare at my bell, but it is just across the room within arm's reach. So close in that game number 3, I think it was for Jeff. Just a double away from a max on 997, I think.
And look at that, Alex with big Tetrises to come back in. He's 748 to Jeff, 729 for Alex. Another one. Alex will take the lead at the moment.
Jeff's going to hang the tee. Okay, so he's going to be back to safety, but killing his chances. And now Alex takes the lead. But Jeff bangs down the slightly dirty Tetris to go back, 786, 760.
Oh, my word, Chris. We got ourselves a banger. We got ourselves a spicy neck alert. It's going way crazy. I can't control it. Oh, my word.
I hope they're having as much fun as we are. Hope they're stone-faced.
Another Tetris for Jeff. He's at 852. Alex will slam this one. He'll go to 803. It's 885 after Jeff hit another one. Again, the advantage is in advantage in favor of Alex too. But his board is very flat. Gets the long bar over. And there we go.
Sell out, though. They have to get a triple here. It's a 40,000 point differential, but a 20 line difference. So Alex just knows he can take this if he can score all the way out, but he's having to sell out after every Tetris. He can't maintain that scoring momentum.
No, and Jeff's making it to be like, you know what? If you want to beat me,
here. One Tetris.
He got it.
There it is. Let's go.
And now Alex is in the part here, Chris, that he's going to have to max out to win the game. He has the runway to do it.
Taking the burns because he has to. There's a Tetris. All right. 3 Tetris to go. 11 line clearance.
There's another one.
Just enough runway. There's one. 2 more to go. 36,000 points per Tetris. Or sorry, 20. I can't. 36,000, yes.
Yeah, he's going to need the Tetris and some change. So he's going to... He can probably get one. He can get one more burn here.
Oh my goodness! Oh, okay. Oh, he missed it. That could do it. Oh, and he knew he had it. Oh, oh, one over tap. Oh, painful.
Man, what an ending right there! Unbelievable. Alex was so close. Needed the long bar to fall in the center, and it just went one over.
Oh.
Nothing he can do at 975. Without question, his highest score in the series so far, but it's not good enough. The max out on the left secures victory.
So some math genius, if had he nailed that Tetris, would that have been enough? He probably would have needed another single or two. But man, what a game.
Yeah, the triple there gave him about 9,000 points. So he was at about 964 and change. He would have had the 36K going into the 29 because he would have had the carryover points. He was about 2 lines away from 29. So, again, probably would have needed the change there, Chris, regardless. Very difficult. Very difficult, but what a play. And we're going to increment the seed. We'll go to 4D players. 4D will be the new seed to implement. Man, what a night tonight here, Chris.
Oh.
And they're ready to go. So no delay. Time to play. Chris, count them down.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
The L and the long bar to start, both of them going different routes on how those placements fall, but my God, Chris, the best match of the series so far. That one, we almost saw the double max outs.
When you say series, like the entire series, all 3 seasons,
Without
nobody's
question.
come close to a double max out.
Ben and Louis came pretty close in one match. Both had 900 Ks. Jeff also.
Oh, Jeff.
Ooh.
I think that's a dud.
Yeah.
Oh. A classic letdown after the max out there. So, Alex, you go ahead and top out.
So there you go. Top out there from Jeff at 22,000. That will not meet the threshold. So we will go ahead and redo this game. And we will get a new seed. So we'll go to 5E players. 5E will be the new seed. Please increment to that. And, Chris, I'd be remiss if I did not. Well, actually, I got to end this message. And I'd be remiss, Chris, we have early top outs here on the Friendlies universe. We always have certain sound bites to commemorate that.
Yep.
So, gentlemen, please enjoy this one. Courtesy of my friend, Monsieur Marks. Oh, no, I'm going to let it go, man. It's going to come out. Oh, no, Kingsman. No! Get your little GD there as well, since both had early top outs. But Chris, go ahead, count them down. We'll redo game number 7.
All right. Mark 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Drama in Baltimore as the Orioles have tied it up in the 8th inning with my beloved Redlegs. That crazy AL East.
Well, no drama here in Metsville. They are down 5-2, Chris. Spoiler alert. And 2 outs. Bottom 9th. And 1-2 count to Mr. Jeff McNeil. So, probably call
not who you want
call
to
it
plate.
I mean, he definitely is someone you wanted to plate, but not when you're down 3 runs. So.
Oh, he can't bat 3 times.
No.
I think I saw a Jeff Kiddo walk by.
Always good to see the kiddos there. Alex desperately waiting for the square, and guess what? He showed up one piece too late. Well, what a friggin' shock.
This game, that's a fun solve.
Of course,
He's gonna
you
make a
gotta
touch out of this. He's gonna be 1 Mino short. Oh, he gets it. Wow. So the RNG plays jerkwad to start and then gives him the line and get the dirty Tetris and clean up the board at the same time. We have 296,000 point scores. Jeff has crossed the threshold. One more big score from Alex and he will cross the threshold. And with that Tetris, we are official.
All is well again here in Classic Tetrisville, as we have our 2 great legendary players battling it out. 149 here for Jeff, 120 for Alex. As Chris and I were just talking about, that game number 6 will certainly go down in the record books as perhaps the best match of the 99 series ever. And as we were talking about, Louis and Ben had a very good one. It was a pretty close game, about 5,000 point separation. It was like a 905 to an 899 or whatever. And then Ben and Jeff last season also had a very good one where they both got 900K scores. But again, as Chris mentioned, nothing as comparable to what we just saw, where literally max out was needed, opportunity given, and just short.
Just the overshift there with the fail to skill stop, and that was a pressure moment. He saw it, he was playing it, and your timing changes. The adrenaline moves up, your timing gets thrown off. You don't play it like you've been there before, and that can happen to the best of us.
Looks like what's happening to Jeff's board right now is pretty
ooh.
jagged and messy. He's working on getting out of this, but certainly could use a long bar at some point. Gonna have to fill in with L's.
That's authentic dairy over there, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Certainly Alex
not able to take advantage, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Again, the shift with the long bar has been killing him tonight. And he's gonna run out of the room. You can see, he's like, no, forget about it. Alex gonna be done at 191. Not much he can do. Those shifts tonight here, Chris, have been his Achilles heel. And Jeff at 234, 7 games in a row. Chris, deja vu all over again.
Yeah, somebody woke up Dark Jeff.
It is 7-0 in favor of the king of Tetris friendlies. He's showing you why he is considered to be probably one of the greatest of all time on this series. We'll go to 6F player. 6F will be the new seed. King will put it in there for you in the chat. We'll pin it so you can see it.
Take a drink, stretch your neck, reset your brain. Let's get this game 8 started.
You come down to the final 2 games here for the night, Chris. Go ahead, count them down for this 8th and number 17.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Squares and J's fall down perfectly. And they are underway. So, Chris, we were talking about your keys to success tonight. Looks like Jeff has taken them to heart. He's done everything that you've mentioned, right? I mean, he has been pushing down a little bit to kind of get in the groove and so on, but he hasn't been doing it in excess, really, at all. So
no.
It's worked out slow and steady, been kind of winning the race a little bit for him as Alex thankfully gets that lumbar simul Tetris for both. Was getting, again, kind of spicy. Kind of misdrops the J, and then
when it's that high up, that's the best you can do.
Yeah, but luckily he's burned his board down that he can fill out that left side, but it will take him some time to get into some kind of scoring position.
But Jeff, 73,000 through 18 lines. He's going to have to sacrifice some score here halfway up the board, so both players in a bit of a pickle.
And perhaps it's pretty customary here in this type of series, right, Chris? Because now we're talking about an 8th game, and when you add in the 2 redos for players that, you know, we had to restart games in that regard. So now you're talking, they have played about 10 games at least, right? So fatigue may be setting in.
Yeah, I can't play 10 games in a row. Alex getting the Tetris, but again, selling on his board to score, but both players have crossed the threshold.
Right, when we talk about playing 10 games in a row, there's a difference between playing games on your own where you're trying to go for PB scores or whatever, right, versus a competitive sense where you're playing 9 competitive matches in a row. So there is a major difference in regards to when you talk about, oh, they're only playing 10 games. What's the big deal? You know, we can do that easily. But again, when you're playing world-class players like this, it's a whole different ballgame.
Your concentration level goes up, and it's impossible to maintain that for more than an hour. Like, you're going to have ebbs and flows. And we've seen, obviously, the peaks for both players. Jeff maxing out back in Game 6, and Alex being 1 Tetris behind for his own max out in that same game. And then you obviously see the ebbs with the both players having the false starts since that max out game.
Go check 169 each. Thank you, Chris. Ooh, hey now, we both noticed it. It was about 700 points of difference until these burns are being executed from both players. 171 now for Alex, and this board is really coming undone for him. And again, the shift. And that'll do it, Alex.
Man.
It's starting to really crumble for him. 172 is the top out. Jeff at 201. You're gonna be good at a Tetris for the flavor. 8-0, Chris. 8-0 now.
And it doesn't feel like domination until just these last couple games. I think Alex kind of peaked, and we saw Jeff even have his letdown game after the max out. So I think let's finish strong. Game number 9. I'm rooting for Alex to get that W on the board for this set.
Yeah, Louis.
Get our seeds in.
Louis confirming here. Come and finish strong. Let's go. So it'll be number 70. We're going to finish with number 70. For Marvel, who was asking how many games really are they playing. We're playing 9 games tonight. There's certain rules as to making sure that all 9 games get completed correctly. There's a threshold that needs to be reached, but at the end of the day, they're going to play 9 official games. So this is the 9th one for the night. It's number 18. They're ready to go. Seed number 70 is in. Chris, the honors are yours. Finish the night off.
In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Game number 9, it's on the line. Hell yeah.
I thought you were saving those GD impressions for another time.
I just once. Yeah, they're too fun. And I'm not trustworthy, apparently. But an interesting sequence for both players. Look at Jeff building a building on top of a parking garage on the right side. It'll be interesting to see him get out of this. Gets it knocked down to halfway, so it should be burnable. Passes up the Tetris. He did have a scoring chance there. Now he takes it.
Yeah, I think he just felt more comfortable making sure that left side was filled out. He wanted to probably look to burn out. And look at that. What a solve there for Jeff.
Yeah. It's opportunity. Kids love the Vits.
And look at him fill that out there, Chris.
Wow.
Nice job by Jeff. Looks like nothing ever happened. Clean board. He got a Tetris. He'll go to 58,000. Alex will slam a Tetris. He has actually got the lead to start here in the early portion of this. Is at 96,000. Again, game's not official yet. Players must reach the 100K marker.
Oh, Jeff hangs the L, hangs the J. And Alex hangs the T. It's just hanging out all over the place.
Bam! What a quick tap from Jeff, but he can't get that T over to the right side, and that'll be an early top. He does not make the threshold, and we will get a redo for this one. So Alex, top out. Jeff, unfortunately, could not make the threshold, so he's going to make you suffer a little bit more. We'll go to 81 will be the new seed. Players, 81 will be your new seed as we look to complete the evening. Game number 9 on the line, part 2, as Chris will tell you in a second. They are ready to go. Right. Go ahead, Chris. Do it.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Bunch of red and white to start until that blue S comes in. In the chat, imagine a fatal 4-way match with me and Ben versus these two killers, best of 99 invitational. I mean, it's not a bad idea. That could be something to do. Excuse me. You know, King has the capability now. I don't know if you caught some of the past friendly streams, but got tag teams incorporated now. Tag teams is a thing in the Friendlies universe that we can have happen. That might be a little fun thing to do towards the end of the 99 season, that Jeff and Alex team up against Ben and Louie.
Oh yeah, bringing some Joey Parker as a guest referee, or maybe a manager of some sort.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure he would love to give
What's the rule of steel chairs with best of 99? Do we have a rule for that?
Oh, they can come out any time.
Okay.
No, there's a no DQ match here, Chris. Bartron wants to see a blindfolded 4-way match. That'd be crazy. Barrett's got the chair. Look at that.
There it is.
And here it is as well. We got a official game. Let's not be remiss.
Right,
they have reached the threshold. Yeah, this will be the final game of the evening. So players, go all out. We want to see potential double max out again. Jeff with the first max out of the season back in game number 6. Alex nearly got the max out. Almost won with it. We'll see if he can pull it off. And they got good scores through the first 40 lines here.
Jeff cleaning up, but he does have the 50,000 point lead.
We'll slam another Tetris home. 283 for Jeff, 233 out of Tetris for Alex. He is about 8 lines behind, so again, the pace is in his favor. We'll see what Alex can do to maybe close out the night. And he's going to be down at least 8-0 so far. So Jeff will have the lead at the moment, 12-5. Incredible, Chris. When we were starting the night here, we were like, oh, we're not going to see a sweep. I think Chris has done the Commentator's curse.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Jeff setting up that flagpole on column 6 and 7.
He set up a 5
That
high
count as a
Vits.
Vits when you have we still have a gap there?
I was gonna
Is
say,
that a
yeah,
complex Vits?
the 5 high Vits, yeah, that's certainly frowned upon amongst the competitive scene. So they would never give Jeff any brownie points for it.
That's going to give Alex a chance to take the lead with this next Tetris. Well, not quite, but get a little closer. $411,395. You hate that. You're 1 Mino short. You don't put your line piece in that Mino dependency. Then you get 3 more line pieces and you can't score with any of them. Just frustrating. But I guess if you're feeling the line burst, you'll get your score eventually.
Right, you gotta obviously imagine that player. That's the one thing that they teach you in Stack Building 101, basically, is that you have to avoid making those dependencies, especially that long bar dependency. That's the one that you really don't want to be having at any moment, just because it feels like the long bar just never comes. Right? It's a psychological thing, right? When you look at the piece stats and all that, you'll see, oh, actually, I did have quite an array of long bars. It's just the long bar timing is never there, and that's a topic that's always up for discussion amongst the community and so on. So trying to get that board set up and ready for the Tetris, and then you can see right there again another shift for Alex here. That's going to be his biggest issue tonight, Chris.
Yeah, like minus that, he's right with Jeff. He's taken several of these games, but this is their practice. Both we saw what happened with Jeff's game after playing 99 matches last summer. He had one of the greatest qualifying sessions of a DAS player of all time in CTWC. And Alex is looking to replicate that success, and this is where he's going to take his licks. He's going to, regain his timing here. And a transition of 572. So Jeff, strong transition for game 9. And Alex can have a similarly high score for how dirty these boards are. Those are very high scores. Kind of surprising.
Good burn here from Alex. 519, but certainly needs to get this board set up. You do not want to be at this height when we get to 19 speed. So we'll see what Alex can do to rectify that. You can see he's got that head shake going, Chris.
See it. Yeah, he's like, oh no, there we go. So far, the pieces are working out. That line piece will clear up the dependencies, scoring position. Will the line piece come, or will he have to cover the well? He's got to cover the well, and that'll do it.
Yeah, he knows there's not much else he can do.
Boy.
That was a tough one.
Killed it.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Maybe in hindsight, probably try to throw something in earlier on into the well. You didn't want to get that high because that J didn't get over left. He's done at 532. Jeb at 669. Do the victory lap, my man, because he's pitched a shutout. My man goes the perfect game. Call him Nolan Ryan. Game number 9 for the king of the Fendies and the king of the best of 99. He's got a monster lead now, Chris.
Yeah, he's going to mull in this one, I think. I think you got to.
Oh, well, of course. You got to do that for the crowd here. I mean, they want to see it.
Bangs it down, 70-46.
He had 3 max outs last season. He can get off to a great start if he can get a second one. Yeah.
Yeah, let's...
Which he has had before, Chris. He's had 2 in one night last season. But he had 3 overall. So we'll see if he can add to that now.
Knocks down another one. Still only level 25. Just gets that S over. Woohoo, close.
Man, what control for Jeff. Wow. And he gets that tremendous.
Super control. Super
oh my God.
Wow. On fire.
Whoa, Jeff. Crazy
Dark
aggressive
Jeff
tuck.
Moore, the demon summoned. He's just getting his pieces in just in time. He is certainly feeling it. 872.
Kind of now where the
Now we're
game
into a
beats.
little.
Yeah.
Now he's going to need about 3, 4 Tetrises, but only 12 lines of clearance left. And one Mino short in the board. This will only be a triple. Alex shaking his head no, but let's get those 3 Tetris and see where this goes. Give him the line. Oh boy, well that kind of knocks that out. He's got one more Tetris clearance. Unless he sets up a center of some sort. Gets the Tetris for 233, 966. Can he get some lines at level 29? He cannot. 969, Jeff Moore. 9 wins in a row. What a night, Jeff Moore.
And that didn't even make it on the top of his scoreboard there, Chris. The 969. He also had the 997. They won't make the scoreboard, but they certainly make it a memorable night. Boom! Tetris for Jeff has done it. The 9-0 sweep puts Kitaru to bed for round number 2. And this match is officially done. GG. Chris, let's go on over to the absolutely. Let's go on over to the winner's scene and congratulate our winner for this evening. And there he is. Simple as that. The man, the myth, the legend. The greatest Tetris Friendlies player of all time. The man that certainly paved the way for us to do the things that we do here in the Friendlies universe. He's done it. Big victory for him. He takes the sweep. We can update the graphic at the bottom. 9 wins for him. That puts him now at 13-5. He'll lead the series going into week number 3 next week. Man, what a performance from Jeff here, Chris.
He knew he had it in him. It was always a potential. After last week, he didn't think it was going to be a little closer, but lots of close matches to start, and then Jeff kind of took control after that tremendous max-out game in Game 6. But what a night.
Absolutely, what a night. Congratulations to the winner. And I'm sure Alex will be looking to get back in the saddle. Next week, we are off and running for the next few weeks. We are going to look to try to go straight through, if anything.